guys, welcome back and happy Friday. So today I want to make a little bit of a different video that's going to be a little bit longer as well. Today I will be talking about the shady business practices I have noticed among carriers in this industry. The reason I'm making this video is to keep you guys informed. Now, I'm not looking to bash any single carrier. That's why I'm keeping everything generalized and anonymous. But I have noticed some shady and frankly illegal things going on.
So what? Why are you sticking your nose into their business?
Because my concern is the new or misinformed drivers who are getting fed a bunch of lies. So think of this video as a way to inform you guys, to give you the red flags to look out for when you are taking a new job with a new carrier. Ready? Let's go. Number one, you be your own boss, but we will control everything you do. This is a topic you've probably heard about a lot. Independent contractor versus W-2 employee. Now, I have nothing against independent contractors in this industry, but I have noticed that some carriers are using the idea of independent contractors to create an illusion for drivers that they're going to be so much better off, when in reality, it's all for the benefit of the carrier. Now, to avoid tainting this topic with how I personally feel about it, I'm going to just go through the cold, hard facts that I was provided by a lawyer. Leasing a truck from a motor carrier does not necessarily classify you as an independent contractor. Having your own shell company like an LLC and getting paid directly to your company does not necessarily classify you as an independent contractor. Being paid a percentage of the load does not necessarily classify you as an independent contractor. Consenting to or signing a contract agreeing to be an independent contractor does not necessarily classify you as an independent contractor. Paying a portion of insurance or your own workers' compensation does not classify you as an independent contractor.
If we listen to you, everything's impossible.
There actually is a legal way to be classified as an independent contractor in this industry, unless you're in California, but that's a topic for a whole different video. You are an owner-operator. You have your own equipment. You don't have your own authority. You lease onto a motor carrier and then you take care of all your expenses. Your fuel, your maintenance, a portion of the insurance if the carrier asks for it, bobtail insurance, and so on. You make a percentage of the gross income, usually 70 to 90%, and you have the final say of whether you're going to take a load or not. Then you are an independent contractor.
Okay, so I'm not truly an independent contractor, but so what? I make 30% gross on each load and I make over $10,000 a month. I think I'm gonna stay here.
Yes, some of the compensation that you're offered by these carriers is absolutely insane and so tempting, but I'm here to tell you it's an illusion. Let's be real here. Every business is in it to make money, not to spend it. So when a carrier is offering you some above average, truly above average conditions, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it for their benefit. How? Well, let's look at some numbers. So to simplify it, of course, I already put some things on the board. Now let's go through it really quickly so you understand what I'm talking about. So here is you, the independent contractor. You're making 30% of the gross of each load. Then there is the W-2 worker, the company driver, who is making 75 cents per mile for all miles, empty and loaded. Now, where did I get these numbers, the miles and the gross income for the month? I used real numbers from our company. I took one of our trucks, calculated how many miles it ran on average during the last 12 months, which was 12,837 miles per month, and how much gross income it made on average per month in the last 12 months, which is $35,136.46. So these numbers will be very, very realistic. Now, for the purpose of this video, we'll pretend that these are the numbers that repeat month to month. They don't change. For a period of 1 year, you're doing 12,837 miles every single month and bringing in $35,136 gross. This is just to make it easier. So let's get started with some calculations. So of course, I'm not a genius doing calculations in my mind, so I already did all the calculations here. I'll be just transferring them to the board. So as an independent contractor making 30% on the gross, you would be making a month $10,540 and 94 cents. As a W-2 employee working at 75 cents per mile on all miles and driving 12,837 miles per month, you would be making $9,627.75. So here we go. The independent contractor makes about $1,000 more on a monthly basis.
Well, there you have it. The proof is in the pudding. I want to be an independent contractor.
So the total yearly amount that you're making as an independent contractor working on these terms is actually $126,491.26. Now, as a W-2 employee working at 75 cents per mile, you would be making $115,533 a year. So now comes the fun part, the Social Security tax and the Medicare tax. So the Social Security tax is 12.4%. The Medicare tax is 2.9%. As an independent contractor, you are responsible to pay the full 12.4% in Social Security tax and the full 2.9% in Medicare tax. This is also referred to as self-employment tax. Now, if you're a W-2 employee, you actually pay only half of the Social Security tax and half of the Medicare tax. So you would be paying 6.2% on the Social Security tax and 1.45% on the Medicare tax. Why? Because the second half is covered by your employer. They pay half of your Social Security tax and half of your Medicare tax. So combined, you get to 12.4 and 2.9%. So to show you the difference in taxes that you would be paying, if you're an independent contractor paying the full 12.4% of your Social Security tax, you're paying about $15,684.92 in just the Social Security tax. Now, onto the Medicare tax. You pay, as the independent contractor, the full 2.9%. So you're actually investing $3,668.25 into the Medicare tax. Why? Because 2.9% of the yearly gross is $3,668.25. So now let's compare it to the W-2 employee working at 75 cents per mile, where he or she is paying only half of the Social Security tax and only half of the Medicare tax, because the other half is covered by their employer. So for the Social Security tax, they're paying 6.2%. Now 6.2% off of this yearly total is $7,163.05. Now let's look at the Medicare tax, where as an employee, you're also paying only half of the Medicare tax. So 1.45% of the yearly total is $1,675.23. Now let's go on to the federal taxes. Now for the purpose of this video, let's say that you both, whether you're an independent contractor or a W-2 employee, you're filing as a single person. So I'm not going to go into how federal taxes work. I did the calculations already. I'm going to explain really quickly what these calculations are. According to both of these yearly incomes, both of these people would fit into the tax bracket where you pay 24% in taxes. Of course, it's not on the yearly total. That would be insane. It's about $15,000 plus 24% on any amount over around $89,000. So the total federal tax for the independent contractor is $23,193.40. Now for a W-2 employee, the total federal tax would be around $21,563.42. Okay, so we got through the federal taxes. Now we go on to the state tax, and this of course depends on where you are based. Now for the purpose of this video, let's just say you're based in California. Now in California, no matter whether you're the independent contractor or W-2 employee, according to the yearly gross, you both fit into the bracket where you have to pay 9.3% in state taxes. Now, just like the federal taxes, it's not 9.3% on the total. It's 9.3% after a certain amount. So an independent contractor in the state of California would be paying $8,892.32. Now a W-2 employee would be paying $7,873.21. Okay, so now that we calculated calculated all the taxes for the independent contractor and the W-2 employee, now we have to figure out what the total tax owed is. So that's easy. You just add up all these blue numbers. So for the independent contractor, the total tax owed is $52,438.89. Now for the W-2 employee, when you add up all these taxes, the total tax owed is $38,274.90. Okay, so here are all our numbers. So what do you actually make as an independent contractor versus a W-2 employee? This is the moment we've been waiting for. So all you have to do is take your yearly gross and subtract the taxes that you have to pay, and then you get your result. How much did you actually make? So let's do that right now. So an independent contractor, taking into consideration that this is their yearly, these are the taxes they owe, this person made $74,052.37. Now, how much did the W-2 employee make? The W-2 employee made $77,258.10. So here we have it. It's on the board. It's pretty clear. Yes, the W-2 employee actually made more money than the independent contractor, even though in the beginning, the independent contractor was making much more than the W-2 employee.
It's okay. I have expenses and deductions as an independent contractor, so that will lower my taxes.
Nope, sorry to burst your bubble, but that's not how it works. Remember how I was talking about carriers paying you more for their own gain? Well, here's how it works. They take all the deductions. You are not the one expensing your fuel, your maintenance, and so on and so forth. The carrier is. Now, of course, not all carriers are like that, but the ones I'm talking about in this video, that's what they do. They take all your expenses and deduct from their taxes that way, including your salary that you make right here. So they are the ones that are reaping the benefits, not you. So this is what you're left with at the end. There are no special deductions you can take because guess what? The carriers I'm talking about in this example, they already took those deductions for you. So yes, this is what you make, and they get to deduct their taxes to end up with more money in their pocket.
Well, it's okay. I just won't pay taxes.
Well, to that I have only one response. I'm sure you heard the saying. The two things that are unavoidable in life are death and those taxes right here. Now, after looking at all those numbers, there are a few more things I want to mention. Do all carriers do this? Absolutely not. Most of them hire independent contractors in a completely legal and transparent way. But some carriers create this illusion that you are going to be making so much more money, and the reality is, well, we saw it in the numbers. Number two, it's okay, don't worry about the logbook. Yes, I'm serious. If you haven't had the pleasure of hearing this kind of crap, buckle up. These carriers that I'm talking about will very often ask you, a solo driver, to transport a team load. And they mask it under the idea that you are going to be making so much more money. But wait, how does a solo driver have enough hours to transport a team load?
Well, they don't.
But don't worry about it. It's fixable. The carrier will amend your logbook. It's a usual course of business for these carriers to make you drive 1,000 miles a day. Easy.
But what about ELDs? Aren't they impossible to amend?
Yes, certain ELDs like Keep Trucking, which we use, are impossible to amend. But these carriers use other providers for their ELDs, and they pay companies outside of the US to amend those logbooks.
But wait a minute, team loads, doesn't insurance catch it?
Well, here comes my next point. Get ready. Number three, we're insuring you under different information. Oof, this is one of the most mind-boggling things carriers do.
Hey John, we're insuring you under Bob's CDL, but you'll be driving.
Yeah, so basically you're uninsured. So why do these carriers do that? Well, to keep the cost of insurance down. An insurance company will usually not check who is actually driving a truck. They work off of the information they're provided. So if you're a newly licensed driver, these companies will very often not insure you. They will insure someone else who has a CDL that's 2 years old or more, and then make you drive instead of that person they just insured.
Hold on. Accident. What happens if I get into an accident?
The answer is costly lawsuits against you and the company, the loss of your CDL, and so on and so forth. Basically, it's not pretty. I know you're thinking, why would a carrier put themselves in this position? It's so risky. Well, because of money. These companies know how to take big risks to get big rewards. So to wrap this video up, I am not discouraging you from becoming an independent contractor because so many carriers out there offer this option completely legally. The purpose of this video was to inform you, to teach you about the red flags, so that the next time someone comes to you telling you that you can make a ton of money, but you'll have to take some risk, you can make an informed decision. I'll see you in the next one.